So, an interesting lesson, this life, in how we drive ourselves towards a particular outcome, towards a particular point, and that desire seems very good, with a real good intention, and you feel good about it, but eventually you'll realize how that point can take you to your ultimate deception. I mean, the extent to which I had to deceive, to lie, to become criminal, in fact, in how I went about trying to get things done in the country itself, with the people I was working with. The more and more I was becoming everything that I was trying not to, that I was trying to stop, that I was trying to change. And therefore showing me that I was becoming the very starting point I was accepting and allowing within myself. I was scared, and I tried to find another way of doing things instead of simply standing in that point and doing it myself. And this is what we're busy doing with everything and everyone in this world. We're trying to solve the problem of this world through different avenues, through back doors, through entities, gods, religion, charities, organizations, food programs, when the simple solution is ourselves taking responsibility for ourselves and actually seeing, hearing, and being with the people in this world and this reality. That if each one stand within the position of, I take responsibility for me and for the people, you will immediately see the practical solution in terms of how it is that we can change what is here to provide for all. Because if you take responsibility for yourself and for all, you will immediately change your starting point perspective, your living, your direction to just that point, and find ways in terms of developing manifestations, systems that will work for everything and everyone in this world, in this reality. I mean, we've surely for long enough tried to find solutions for this world and this reality, and what has happened? Everything has just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse, because we're in fact afraid. We're afraid of taking responsibility. We're afraid of speaking up. We're afraid of standing. I ask, I request, from my interview that I'm doing, for those that have been running, for those that have been trying to find ways, for those that have walked a life experience into a direction of deception, betrayal, criminalistic activities, to look for and search for a better life, a better self, that has walked through religions, that has participated in charities, in food programs, organizations, that has worked in animal rehabilitation centers, that has come to the conclusion that none of that are in fact really making an impactful difference in this world, has come to the realization that nothing is really changing. To for a moment within yourself stand in that position of taking the world, taking existence, putting it inside you, and how it is that you would be able to assist and support yourself with the world, with existence as a whole. We tend to make the mistake of only living in this world within that individual mind frame of our own perspectives, views, opinions, ways, methods, experiences, past. And in that, it's only leading to one type of life, which is survival, competition, fighting, struggling. And that leads only to one door, death. And then what has become of your life? What has become of you? Nothing remains. The world just continues going on, continuing to worsen and destroy itself and implode. We must change our starting point. We must change ourselves. Place existence within you in this very moment. Do it for yourself. Place existence within you and walk your life within that starting point. Walking your process, walking this world within being the solution, not only for yourself, but for existence as a whole. Change your directive, your starting point, your living, and one will see, realize, and understand that you'll have a completely different outlook, a way of life, a view of yourself and this world as a whole. And taking from what I had explained thus far in this interview, that there's more to human beings than just meets the eye. I would stop that tendency of immediately judging, discriminating, attacking a human being just based on one point. Because you do not know the history of that human being. You do not understand their position in the total context of existence as a whole. What I would do is remember that one can only know another human being in their totality if one in fact know oneself. And that we do not even know. And the only process that is currently in this world is destiny. Destiny is the destiny of this existence. And destiny is and will be individual human beings living the change, being the change, implementing the change in this world and this reality as the living examples of destiny. We've always been waiting for our destiny. We've always been manifesting destiny into an entity. Here we say we must become the destiny of the universe, of existence, and become meaning to actually be it in our living action as living examples. So, for those that are ready, place existence inside you and walk it with you as yourself, remembering that what you're walking in your process is not only for you, but for everything and everyone else. And to realize that you first got to start with yourself. Because before you can know anyone, you first got to know yourself. And to understand another human being, you first have to understand yourself and everything of yourself. So be patient, walk your process, and share your realization so that others might take from it. And do not walk in fear of speaking, of standing, of changing, as I did. There's only one road where accepting and allowing oneself to be led by or directed by programming and systems and one's past lead to, and that's simply death and then non-existence, where all that remains of you is simply a presence. Do not die and be left with just being a presence. I would make something more of my life. And in walking my life review, I could see how I was in fact responsible for every single decision and action and experience that I accepted and allowed inside me. There was always a knowing that I could stop, that I could change, but I didn't. And each human being walking this process will know of that moment. It comes in a fleeting breeze within yourself, and it's like everything stops and you have an opportunity to change your direction, but we don't. I would pay attention to those moments where, for example, you've seen a particular habitual pattern of how it is that you work yourself up into a specific state of energetic thinking experience, and where that action or that experience would lead one into action. And even during that whole process, you do know what it is you're doing. It's like you're even observing what it is that's going on inside you. And with Desteni, we have the practical support and assistance tools that will give you that opportunity to develop those moments of windows of opportunities where you are assisted and supported with showing you how you can stop your pre-programming, your programs, and change your living where you in fact make the decisions within yourself and your life and your living. I would take this life and make it everything that I'm able to in disciplining myself and my living, not only for myself but for existence as a whole. I mean, if you simply have a look at your individual process, you're not only walking it for yourself, you're walking it for everyone as yourself. It's going to take time and patience. One can just imagine looking at your own life within yourself, the extent to which everything created who and what it is that you are now. So be patient and walk it and become meaningful within yourself and this world. Let this world, this life, this earth have actual real meaning. So understand also in terms of human beings that are in leadership positions, like I myself was, that everyone tend to judge, attack, discriminate the individual person. Like I used the example of the beggar living on the street, for example, or me myself, in the extent to which everyone attacked me, not realizing that the position that I was standing in was because of the system that I represented, that I was locked into, that I had to function within, that I was forced into. And we tend to yell and scream and hate and take revenge on the individual. But I was in that position as a representation of a system that is being accepted by everyone in this world and this reality. The same with the beggar on the street. We intend to blame the person for where they are and how they are within their position on the street. We don't take on the very system that is causing that beggar to have to be living on the street. I mean, one can simply look at, for example, that human's being total life design and see how it was because of and due to the family they were born into not having money within their generations, not having an education or an opportunity into this world and this reality to be able to assert themselves into the world system in functioning within the normal crowd of human beings that have money, that have a abundant life experience. So this is another important point that I implore you to consider within your walking in this world and this reality. It's not the individual person by themselves alone. It's the very system that they represent. And to look beyond and through only the individual and have a look at the totality of why it is that they are in that position. What do they have to do? What system is it that they have to function within, and why? How is that system existing? Why is it existing? What is making it exist? It is all of our acceptances and allowances. I mean, even within my position, I was extremely limited in what type of decisions I could make. And it was because of and due to the extensive manifestation and type and structure and functioning of the system that I was existing within and standing within my country towards my people. And I was constricted within the avenues available to me to manifest a substantial difference within this world. I mean, you really don't understand the enslavement of a leader in this world, or a leader figure, into the very system that they represent or stand within. And therefore, one cannot judge a being within the position that they are in this world, in this reality, attack the individual, yell and scream, and judge and throw tantrums, because it's not the individual in themselves, it's the very system they represent. Therefore, look beyond the individuals and look at the system. Look beyond what you see with your human physical eyes and see the totality. You've got to assert your seeing, to extend yourself beyond only what you're seeing with your human physical eyes. You've got to look beyond the veil. That is what that means. You've got to look beyond what you're only seeing with your human physical eyes and assert your seeing, your sight, to see the totality of what a human being represents, and you'll always see the total system within and behind them. This world is not going to change by individual leaders changing. This world is going to change through changing the system within which this world functions. And the system within which this world functions is being held by the majority of humanity as a whole. It's not individuals that are responsible alone by themselves. It is within the total system that they're standing, and that very system is being accepted and allowed by individuals as humanity, as human beings, as a population in a whole. The only way we're going to change this world is if we change as a group, as a totality. So, bring yourself back here to yourself. First, get to know yourself as the totality you exist as, to get to know another human being as a totality that exists as. Get to know your system. Get to know how your world functions, how your country functions, how education functions, how religion functions, how food functions. How does this world of systems function? And one will realize that we've always been trying to find individualized solutions in this world for a solution that is, for a problem that is existing within its totality. For example, hunger, starvation and poverty is an outflow from a total system as the money system. Yet we're trying to incorporate individualized solutions as charities and food organizations and programs to solve an outflow of a total system. To stop that outflow, we've got to change the total system as the entire economic system of this world and this reality. How countries are being governed, how countries are functioning in their individual sectors and sections. We're trying to find individualized solutions from different sources, from different ways, instead of realizing that that country is functioning within the context of the total system that includes the total population of human beings that is accepting and allowing that totality. The only way we're going to change what is here is changing the systems. So stop looking into only individuals and start looking within the context of the greater and the whole. You need to start moving outside the box, looking outside the box, seeing outside the box, and considering not only yourself but existence as a whole. And therefore I say, place existence within you. Walk with and as existence, starting with yourself. And you'll realize that to be part of a change in this world and this reality, you've got to consider this world and this reality as a whole. So this is a message that I would like to come and share of my realizations, my history, and what remained of me as Gaddafi after death. And let it not be you that have to come through here and share your regrets when it's too late to make a difference. Begin now, start here, and walk with. The only way we're going to stop and change anything and make something real of this life and this world is through ourselves, and starting with ourselves. So remember, look beyond the individual. First start with yourself. Get to know the totality of yourself. And then you'll start realizing that there will be a different relationship forming with human beings. That they're not just the little things you see. There's more to everything and everyone. And then even see beyond that to see what was the system in which they are positioned and locked into and manifested into that got them into that very state of being that they are in the totality of that they are. And you'll see beyond that the total system of money, the total system of religion, the total system of government, the total system of this world. Everything has become systems through which we function, positioning human beings into a total lifestyle and self-experience of who and what they are, and internally within a whole family generation. And the systems we require implementing that will benefit all equally is letting go of religion, letting go of government in how it is currently individualized within particular countries, and separated within beliefs, culture, and money itself. And considering a solution that is the world as a whole, in manifesting the world as one country, the country of world, and functioning within that, within a money system that reach everyone equally as one, as an equal money system. And within that, we will become the manifest change of this world and this reality when we start seeing that there's more to human beings and ourselves than meet the eye. And we'll stop fighting and competing for survival, because we'll actually have an opportunity to live and honor and regard life.